Shalom and welcome to Mitzvah Torah. This year's entitled Herculean Task of a Moderator, of a Mediator. So there was tension with Yosef and the brothers. It started early on, and they couldn't work together well. We see what they did to the Yosef, and then they seemed to make some shalom later on in the latter years of their lives. Question, could anyone have been in the middle to work through things with them? So Yaakov went ahead, sent Yosef to them. When they were in Shechem, he thought that things were not so out of control. But apparently they were. And apparently they could not work together, and the brothers already poskin, that's it, he's dangerous, and that was it. They were ready to remove him from the scene. So when it comes to someone working with two sides that aren't working together so well, we call a mediator. So in certain ways, halacha makes an unbelievable demand of a mediator. When the two parties are willing to sit with each other, then that's one issue, that's one case. But let's say the two parties are too far apart. They cannot work with each other right now. And the mediator goes from one party to the other party, back, forth, seeing if he can somehow work with the two of them. Ideally together, but for now separately. Listen to what halacha demands. He goes to Reuven. Reuven's saying Shimon did this and this and this and this and this. And then he goes to Shimon. Shimon says, oh, you should know Reuven did this and this and this. Now the mediator's listening. He's hearing unbelievable lashon hara about each side, or motzi shem, or whatever it is, whether it's true or false. What is he supposed to do, the mediator? Is he supposed to go ahead and believe it? It's an issue to believe it. Should he put his fingers in his ears? I'm not listening. Well, as a mediator, your goal is to listen to each side, and they need to be heard. So the halacha is, for the sake of to'elis, for purpose, to help and bring shalom, you're allowed to listen. But at the same time that you're allowed to listen, you're not allowed to accept it as true. So it's an amazing thing a person has to do. He has to hear it and say, I don't know if it's true. I cannot assume it's true. But wait a second. If you're looking at Reuven as a liar when he's talking to you, that's also not helpful. He'll pick that up. So the answer is, halacha doesn't say assume he's a liar. Halacha says you could look at him, Reuven, and have compassion for him and be with him, be present with him, and you could believe that this is his perspective. His perspective really is that Shimon is A, B, C. We speak to Shimon, he says, Reuven, you say, yes, I believe you, that you really maintain the other one is this and this and this. So at the same time, you're with him, you're sympathizing, so he knows that he's being heard, which a person needs to know in order to move on and confide in you. But yet you're not assuming his reality. Neither side is assuming his reality. Reality, you're just leaving as a possibility you don't know. You're going to fill it in as time goes on. So it's an amazing job that a mediator has when the two sides aren't with each other, sitting with each other. You hear each side, you have a heter, a permit to listen to each side, but you don't have a heter, permit to accept it as MS is true. So you go ahead, you hear it, you hear the story. Okay, I hear what you're saying. I understand it sounds very difficult. You're present, you reflect, you are with them in their pain, and you reserve a place in your mind for MS, which is only going to develop as time goes on, and maybe not at all. But for now, you know that what you heard is not necessarily MS, and the answer what you heard is not necessarily MS. It's an amazing job of halacha, really at its best, challenging a person to use the heter of toeles, of purpose, but only as it's needed. And there's no need to believe it. There's no heter to believe it, so therefore you cannot believe it. It's an amazing juggling act. If halacha says we have to do it, that means we can do it. Shalom.